on Talk News and Sports radio station here in Port Harcourt. It is old election because nobody really likes to talk about growing old. Nobody wants to admit that indeed they are growing older. You know, as a matter of fact, I hear people who say, "Oh, I'm a year younger today," when commemorating their themselves on their birthdays. You know, I find that quite weird. You know, nobody likes to identify with being older in age. And I always wonder why. Why is growing old such a bad thing? Why is saying you're 30 or you're 40 or you've clocked 50 such a bad thing? Why is that something to be ashamed of, or to be ashamed about? You know, I always find that quite interesting. You know, and so the focus of this conversation today will be the challenges of old age. You know, one cannot obviously speak about these challenges without delving into the immeasurable blessings and beauty that trail and still line, you know, one's path in the journey of life. And let's talk about, you know, with a baby, for instance, a baby grandson of yesterday, today all grown up and enamored with nature, running excitedly after squirrels in, you know, the tree habitats on the premises of your compound, you know, and you say to yourself, what a privilege. But today is not a day for such reminiscence, you know. They're reserved more for birthdays, the quiet reflections that come with some kind of phlegmatic temperaments, as they were, that are attendant with advanced age. Of course, it takes place from time to time in the closet. Nobody comes out to admittedly have these conversations, but within yourself, when you're, you know, behind closed doors, these are conversations that we have with ourselves, and these conversations are never so pretty. They really aren't. So why is growing old such a bad thing? Why do we always identify, you know, the end of life with growing older in age? What is it about growing old that doesn't sit well with us, that, you know, that just makes us uncomfortable in our own skin? I really want to know what you think. Why you think this is happening? Why do you think people are so afraid of growing old? The phone lines are open. We have only about 25 minutes for this conversation, so call in and let's talk. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. You can also call 0817 923 0007, or the female caller line 0817 923 0009. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-030-6416. I'll take that again, 0809-030-6416. We are... I just saw comments that make me laugh. We're also streaming live on Facebook, so you can watch us real time as you drop your comments on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Mrs. Zion is on the line from GRA. Good afternoon, Mrs. Zion. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Gabby. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Some of us don't want to grow old because we have not really achieved purpose in life. Some of us don't want to grow old because we are afraid. Most of us are intimidated by age. Most of us are selfish and wicked. We don't want to die. Some of us want to stay 200 years on earth. That is selfishness. What do you want to do?
I want to build more houses. I want to own more property.
See, I found that it's only wicked people that want to live long. Selfish, greedy, and wicked people want to live long. Once you're above 80, what are you still doing here on earth? Nothing. You are absolutely a problem. Do you know those who have achieved before time are begging to retire? But there are some people who will still go to court to swear affidavit to reduce their age. They have not achieved anything. They are not people who carry purpose. People who have purpose, they run with their vision. That is even what the book of Habakkuk says. He said, write your vision clearly so that those that read it will run with it. These people who don't want to grow old, they have no vision that has been written, so they are not running to anywhere. Just opposite our election, 4 years, between 2-3 years, see what the politicians are doing before the 4th year. And some people don't want to grow old because they see life as, I have not enjoyed enough. Just for instance, there are some ladies that are above 50. If you call them mommy, you are in trouble. You call
yes, a
them
lot of people don't like that thing. Don't call me auntie. Don't call me mommy. Don't call
them auntie.
You know?
But in our culture, there's a particular age from, in fact, your younger ones cannot call you by name because of the respect they have done to you. They can't call you Gabby. Rather, they call you auntie or they call you sister. But let us be sincere. I found out that it's those who are broke that don't want to bear that name.
Really?
Those who have the money. Yes. All those ones who have the money, auntie, they will look at you and say, yes, this is what I am. All the money, they will smile. Do you know that even those ones who are struggling, little girls who are still struggling between 20 to 25, all the money, they will smile. They will be happy. But the ones that are above that age, who are still struggling, they will be angry at you. So it all narrows down to our perception to life. It narrows down to how we see our attitude towards people close to us. So growing old is like, I don't want to grow old. If I grow old, I'm going to die. Before I leave the floor, how have we treated the older people? They don't want people to treat them the way they have been treating other old people, so they don't want to grow old.
Oh. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Zion. You raised quite a lot of points there. We'll come back to that shortly. Sadly, I was going to speak to Stephen first, but Stephen has gone already. Please do call back Stephen. So, I mean, there's so many reasons you gave already. So, people don't want to grow old because they know how they treat older people now and will not want to be treated that way. Huh. And just the first thing you actually mentioned was people are greedy. You know, well, you want to, what are you doing here? You know, what are you leaving so long for? Oh my goodness. All right, Mr. Zion, your points are taken, duly taken and duly noted. Thank you so much for that. You can also join the conversation. What do you think? Do you agree with Mr. Zion, or do you think perhaps people are afraid of growing older for another reason? Call in and let's talk. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. You can also call 0817 923 0007 or the female caller line 0817 923 0009. The WhatsApp number is 0809 0306416. On Facebook, we're streaming live at Nigeria Info PH. On Facebook, we've got a few messages on here. Chikamso Chidi says, it's like you've not heard of pension. So that's a comment that made me laugh earlier. You've not heard of pension. Oh my goodness. Why is that such a bad thing, Chidi? Okay, well in Nigeria it could be because again there's a challenge of pursuing, you know, government to pay your pension, you know, the pension scheme, this and that. We hear the stories every day. Nobody wants to experience that. So maybe that's one reason. Well, that's valid, I must say, Chidi. That's a valid fear. You know, anyone who has such fears right now, who's in service today and has such fears, that is valid. But should that make you worry about growing old? You know, about growing old in age? Well, the humble bishop says most people are afraid of growing older because that's the period when most of their beauty fades away. My ex-lover once asked me, why, I beg your pardon, will I still love her when she becomes old? So the beauty fades, you know. So that's why people detest growing old. Well, I can understand that for ladies. That's why beauty products, you know, that's why they would always sell, because there's always that fading cream, anti-aging cream, anti-wrinkles cream, forever young, youthful vibrance, everything they call them, you know, they're all there in the market. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking against these products. I think they're fantastic, nor am I putting the woman under the gun. I'm not. I'm a woman as well. I'm just, speaking the reality as it were. Maybe that's why, these things always would be in the markets, because people do not want their beauty to fade. Well, that's another valid reason, Everyone wants to look their best, the most that they can, So, yeah, that's okay. Godspar is on the line. Good afternoon, Godspar. Oh, what happened? Please do call back. I'll really appreciate it if you do so. Sonny Yokori on Facebook says, no gain in old age. Sonny, what exactly do you mean when you say that? No gain in old age? I know that in old age, you have family surround you. You have children, you have grandchildren who shower you in a good setting. They ought to shower you with gifts, take care of you. Every Christmas season is always that family, making memory season. You have your grandchildren come around, it's supposed to be fun, isn't it? So what exactly do you mean, Sonny, when you say there is no gain in old age? I don't want to agree with you, but explain that to me. Explain that to me a little bit more. Bene Bright Sobari says, when what someone expected has not come to you at your age, absolute you will feel cheated by nature. But when your expectations in life are already with you, you're ready to answer the mommy. Oh, okay, I get that. And I think that's quite valid as well. So when you haven't really achieved all you wanted to achieve, growing older is always a scare. So you're growing older, yet you're not married yet. You're growing older, you don't even have a car, how much more a house. You're growing older, you've not been able to build a house in your name. You're growing older, you don't have anything that you could leave behind for your children. That's a valid fear. That's why people don't want to grow old so fast, because they're still hustling. That's a valid fear. That makes sense. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon there.
Good afternoon.
That's Mike calling from Paraco.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Apologies, Mike. Please call back. I would like to hear what you have to say. Inaderio Posonju says, backache, wrinkles, waist pain, high BP, old people sickness. Life is generally slower but wiser when you get old. Life is sweet when you are young, but add age to it and it's very slow. Interesting. Oh wow. So that's why people don't like to grow old. Backache, wrinkles, waist pain, high BP, low sugar, all of life is generally slower. Well, it's not supposed to be a gory experience if you take proper look. That's why taking care of yourself is first your responsibility. Yeah. So if you're obviously taking care of yourself today, when you get old, when your immune system is not as strong as it is right now, all of these things you've mentioned will not hit your body as hard as it would have if you were not taking care of yourself today. So it's key, it's essential that you are boosting your immune system today by your lifestyle choices. Joy is calling from Eliozu. Good afternoon, Joy.
Good afternoon.
Talk to me, my lady.
I'm just laughing because for most of the people you're very so far.
Right.
But you made mention about anti-aging cream, this cream. But with time, those things doesn't really work.
Abi?
When it's time for the body to grow old, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. But I just feel that why most of us don't want to grow old is because of our youthful strength. There's little or nothing you can do when you are old. And so many things, when you just think about, when I old, I'm not going to do this kind, I won't be doing this. I don't. You just like, no, let me remain young.
You can't club anymore. You can't hang out anymore.
You've not even been able to achieve so much. You wouldn't want to grow old. It's just one truth. Thank you.
All right, Joy. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Abel was on the line from Iwofe. Do also call back, Abel. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is Mike calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I buy the submission of Zion. What age should be defined by your vision. It's not how long you live on earth that matters. It's what you'll be able to achieve to help humanity. Serving God, serving humanity, and living godly. Ending peacefully. That's when you look at the life of Jesus. How many years did he spend on earth? But he accomplished the purpose of life. At times, living longer can be frustrating. When you get to a stage where every day you're visiting hospital, you can't walk alone, you can't even eat what you want, you're on drugs. You become a problem, a burden to your fellow human beings. You can't stay alone unless somebody's around you. What is the benefit or what is the joy of life? I don't even plan to live long on planet Earth by age. I plan to accomplish something that will help humanity. Make people to know God, live peacefully, joyfully, that my life will be a blessing to others. That's why I measure my life. How far have I helped humanity? People around me, have they gotten jobs? Are they living joyfully, peacefully? That whenever they are discussing, say, thank God for this man. That's why I measure my age. It's not 100 years or 1 million like Methuselah. Ask children. That's all you know about Methuselah. But what did he do to help humanity? Are you getting me? So you should measure your age by as you are there now. You are.
But how much you've achieved?
Yes, how much you achieve by it, not for yourself, for other people. That's what you have to measure your age. How have you helped people? How have you reduced crime? How have you helped the sick ones, the elderly, the widows, the orphans, those who are finished school, no work? How have you given them jobs? Reduce crime. But when you give them jobs, they will not be thinking evil. When they are idle and hungry, they will be angry. And they will think evil. So how have you respect to those people? Not building up and down for yourself. Being a landlord here and there, but people are still finding it difficult to pay house rent. You can't even reduce it for them. I want to say, what is that? You are spending millions to buy one car for how many children you have. But people are looking for how to pay even 100 naira to enter transport from a short distance. So your age should be measured by how good you are to humanity. That's what age should be, not 1 million years. Very relevant. I don't even pray for that.
Okay.
God bless you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now let me take us back to what Joy, talked about. I was going to respond to that, but I wanted to take a few calls, right? I will take some messages. They're pouring in on Facebook as well as on WhatsApp. But let me take us back to what Joy mentioned about those anti-aging cream and anti-wrinkle cream, glow sets, glow this and all of that, and she mentioned that, with time, those things no longer work. With time, they no longer work. And while she was speaking, I was thinking, but there are certain people who are advanced in age among us who still look great. You mustn't be incapacitated as an old man or woman. It's not a must, it's a choice. Here's why I say that. There is this, if you're social media savvy, I'm not going to call his name, but there is an elderly man who is in his 70s on Instagram. He's not a Nigerian, he's a white man. He's in his 70s, mid 70s for that matter. He still has 6 packs. He still dresses like a 28-year-old man. He still slays. He still wears sunglasses. He's fit. He works out at the gym. He is physically fit. He still has the stride and obviously still has the strength, from the look of things. So, I mean, if you are really into social media, you will know who I'm talking about because he's quite popular on Instagram. He's great all over, but he still works out at the gym at mid-70s. Now, compare such a person with a 75-year-old Nigerian man. He would be in his parlor with bitter cola and a walking stick, maybe, just, resting. And when he wants to walk to the bathroom, he goes easy, just because he's growing old. Or a woman, for instance. I mean, just the other day, Kate Henshaw celebrated her 50th birthday. Many Nigerians could not believe she was 50 because she is physically fit. Here's my point. Growing old to the point where you are incapacitated, you're weak, you're suffering waist pain, joint pain, high blood pressure, low blood sugar, the rest of them. It is a choice. A choice you make, consciously or unconsciously. Unconsciously, because you're not paying attention to your health today, you're not paying attention to the food you're eating, you're not paying attention to proper healthy dieting, you're not paying attention to working out and exercising, you're not paying attention to all of that today. When you grow old, you're going to be weak and all the ugly, gory things that we're describing right now. But if you're actually taking care of your physical body, you're boosting your immune system, you're paying attention to your health, taking in fruits and all the other things that dietitians would obviously, encourage you to do to stay fit and stay healthy for a long time, you would see that even in old age, you would still be strong. You would still look fresh just because you're living healthy. And it's not something that starts then. You start now, and span up until then. But let's see. Cyrus is not here anymore. Let's just take one last call, and then we'll take more messages. Oh, there, I lost that as well. All right, so messages. Gift Abel says, because there are certain things old age will deny you from. Like what? Maybe hanging out, clubbing, going out for drinks, going on dates. There's a time for everything under the sun. That's what they say, isn't it? Osinachi Brianna on Facebook says, and by that time your children will start running away from you. Come on. Why would your children run away from you? Oh my goodness. You guys are cracking me up today. Let's see. Round Face says, good afternoon, Gabby. Why most of us don't like growing old is because the more we grow old, the weaker we become. Yeah, I just addressed that now. Let's see. Good afternoon, Gabby. When we grow old, this is on WhatsApp, we can't do active things again, like acrobatic trainings, and the more we become closer, we grow closer to our graves. Oku Stanley from Port Harcourt. Like I just said, the reason you can't do acrobatic training is because you it's not a culture. It's not something you it's not something that's part of you. If it's something you have begun now to do, imagine Kate Henshaw at 60. Are you telling me she would still not be able to do the things she does today? Because she's 50 now. She looks like she just turned 30, to be honest. She looks better than some of us, to be really honest. And that's because she's keeping fit. You can see how fit she is. So someone like her obviously will not have a challenge with acrobatic trainings when she grows older. So it's a matter of lifestyle choice. Igwe Endurance from Umuji Town says, this is an interesting one. Do you know that scientists have not discovered why humans grow old and die? Because naturally cells renew themselves, so humans are supposed to live without aging. Okay, that's a good way to think. Generally, humans fear old age because of the inherent desire in man to live on and on. This is not strange because the history of creation shows that man was created to live without dying. If the first human pair did not disobey the creator, they would have lived eternally. Fear of sickness attached to aging, fear of no regard to them, especially in this part of the world. Oh yes, that's a valid point. No regard in this part of the world for the old and the elderly. Good afternoon, Gabby. Why most of us don't like to grow old is because the more we grow older, the weaker we become. Lobari from Omoku says, I think most people are afraid of growing old because of how we see life. It's like the older you get, the closer to the grave you are, and nobody wants to die. Secondly, beauty fades. Okay? Beauty fades. With age, so it's as if when you grow old, people perceive them as ugly. Thirdly, wow, most people don't like to grow old because they want to keep working for the government and earning money, so they lie about their age. That's where greed comes in, right? And then family is another factor. When there is no love and unity in the family, it becomes scary to grow old because of the fear of being abandoned. And then people enjoy freebies, so if they are old, they're expected to give the younger ones, and they stop getting things done for them. All right, on that note, we get to wrap the conversation up. Whether we like it or not, whether we are afraid of it or not, the truth is you're gonna grow old, so just the earlier you accept it, the better. 2 o'clock happens in 5 minutes. The news update kicks in at that time, and right after, I'll be joined by my guest today on Mind, Body and Soul. We'll be talking glaucoma all you need to know about it. We'll be busting some myths about glaucoma. It's a conversation you don't want to miss. I'm particularly looking forward to it as well. The things and misconceptions that a lot of people have about glaucoma. We'll discuss all of that, and you would have the chance to call in and ask your questions as well. So don't go away.